everybody, K again, and I wanted to review a movie called Dawn of the Mummy from 1981. Now this movie gets a 3.3, and I'm actually willing to give it a 4.5. Why? Because it's, first of all, it's a blatant ripoff of Dawn of the Dead, and it's also a blatant ripoff of Lucio Fulci's Zombie, or Zombie 2, or Zombie. It's basically these excavators who found this tomb of a guy named Sephamon. That's the mummy in there. And at some point, a group of models arrive from the States. And I don't know why the fuck they're driving so far to get their pictures. Because where they're excavating, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere, in the oasis, in the, and you have multiple pyramids on their way, riding on the way to that excavation site. And no, he wants there. That's a good sand of dune. They're all sands of dune everywhere. So eventually they see some guys and they're looking, and then one of the cronies of the leader called, what's his name, Eric, an actor named George Pick. The reason why I'm gonna say is because he says, "Kareem, stop shooting, what the hell are you doing? I thought there were, pirates trying to, looters trying to get to our gold. No." And then these people, he yells, "Anybody heard?" And then they, "No, what the hell is this?" And then the director comes and he sees he's in this excavation, and he's thinking, "Oh yes, this should be a cool scene to shoot." And they go in the thing, and he's like, "Oh no, wait." Eric is like, "No, there are poison gases. You have to have a permit." No. Eventually, Eric, the reason why I'm mentioning him is because he's the only good character of the entire movie. He's a guy, I think he's from Boston or something. He's talking like this. "No, everybody come here. No. It's you got poison gases and you gotta have permits and shit like that." And eventually he's saying to his two stooges that work for him, Kareem and somebody else, Mohammed or something, he says to him, "Listen, they don't know about the gold. Let them put photographs and shit, and when they're gone, we can just do our thing. Let's just stay here and see what they're doing, okay?" So he's nice enough to let them put the pictures and this and that, but for some reason the excavation didn't waken up Sephamon. Even the moment when Eric puts his hand on Sephamon's head and sees like this is Sephamon, he's been band-aided and shit. It's the fucking lights of the spots from the photos that apparently burn into him and create this sort of skin and dissolve the bandages, and it creates him in this, the Tarman zombie from Return of the Living Dead. If you've never seen that one, it's a zombie that's completely covered with tar, only with a different head. In this one, it just has a head with one eye and one eye closed. He kills somebody by just choking somebody, by ripping off somebody's head. And then all the zombies, because I mean zombies, mummies basically, but they're mummy zombies because they eat from the living. Sephiroth doesn't eat from the living, only the minions. So he has 6 minions that died with him. With the poison gas in the beginning of the movie, they have this little, you know, historical thing going on, and then they buried Sephiroth and said whoever digs him up, they will be cursed and things like that. Now, the zombie mummies are coming up, and what I don't understand is, so the photographers put camp in zombie mummy HQ, so they're basically surrounded. They should be surrounded by these zombie mummies for at least one day. They come out at daytime. At night they don't do shit. No, at day they don't do shit. At night they don't. Okay, this night, Eric is supposed to grab the butcher. He's gonna help him with the excavation because his 2 other guys got killed because of their greedy selves. They basically, one got, you know, his head ripped off, like I said. One gets burnt because everything Sephiroth touches the mummy, he burns it, so he's melting the face and shit like that. So he calls up that butcher, Tarek, but apparently Sephiroth was way before him in town, in the village. He's just there in the village, takes a cleaver knife, puts it in his fucking paper mache head, and hangs him on the hooks. And then Eric's like, goes outside, he drives away, goes to the fucking catacombs, you know, the excavation, and he yells, Sephiroth! Sephiroth! You're the god of the sun, so it has to go to the west. So the west. And then a door opens and you see all that gold. I found it. I found the gold. And then of course Sephiroth standing behind him is like, oh, there's some gold, there's some gold. And he of course gets his head ripped off too. And I mean, there goes Eric, but I like Eric. Why? Because he's the only one who because he also sort of protects these photographers when they're due, because one of the photographer girls, her hand gets burned by this liquid that Sephiroth created. Like I said, he touches somebody, it's like acid. Somebody faints, he takes her into her tent, and they make out with Eric, who smells like fucking really bad. I mean, with his little white shirt and his pants all covered in dirt, working in the heat of the oasis desert from Egypt. I mean, fuck. Okay, if that turns you on. But then, you know, at some point, the zombies do, the zombie mummies attack the camp. They start to kill a few of the girls. They start to, they kill the main photographer who's being a dick, because they all say it's being too dangerous here. Sorry for the light because it's getting dark here. Yeah, should put a light on. It's getting too dangerous here, and nobody. He doesn't listen to nobody, but then he listens and he wants to get out, and then he finds Zifferman, and he finds Eric's head, and wants to get out. He finds the camp is being overrun by these zombie mummies. He gets killed. He gets bitten in the throat. You know, the same kind of throat bites we all seen. If you've seen those Italian zombie movies or City of the Living Dead, you see the special effects. They're the same special effects, basically, where you see this, the flesh being teared off and then blood squirting out. It's and there's like still a piece of bone sticking out. It's basically the same effects, and then somebody who opens his gut and is taking out guts, but they look like pieces of meat, like you can find in the deli. I mean, yeah, it's the same shit we seen in Zombie 2, in Enemy City of the Living Dead. It's the same kind of special effects, horror-wise, that we seen in the other Italian zombie movie horror movies. Eventually they go to this town, this little town, you know, where the guy got the cleaver in his head, because there's a marriage going on and they're having this huge party, but the mummy zombies wanna interrupt this. But then also, which is weird, is that Zefferman only had 6 that died with him, but then there are like 20 of these mummy zombies with him, and you have to understand, these zombie mummies can't kill you and you can't come back. No, it's not like that. They're mummies. They're still mummies, so they're starting an attack. Zefferman's starting its attack. They're killing everybody. Throats are being sliced, heads being ripped off, throats being bit off. The local police is firing, but they can't kill them, and their guts are being ripped out. You know probably what's happening. And at the end, you see the mummy zombies prevailing. You see Stefferman standing there in the middle, between all the corpses. And then they know about Rick's dynamite sticks, and they lure Zifferman into the house, basically blowing him up, and then they drive away safely. And then you see Zifferman's hand coming out of the ground. Sorry for the spoiler. I should have gave you a spoiler alert, but it's one of those movies. It's free on YouTube. If you're an Italian fan, if you like zombies, if you like that zombie gore, that gore, the Italian zombie gore, you're gonna find plenty of that here. Although they're mummies, you know, but to me they still look like zombies. To be frank, I mean, they don't really have bandages on, and even Zifferman doesn't have bandages. He looks like the Tarman zombie from Return of the Living Dead. So the movie, Eric is the only good actor in the movie. I mean, he could have said, "Fuck no, you stay out of my excavation." He could taken a gun and said, "You stay away. This is our excavation. We have the permits. You don't. You gotta go the fuck away." Like that. He could have done that, but he was nice enough to let the people in and keep an eye on them. And when things got, people got ill, he helped them. I mean, he was always there, right? He was always there. So he was sort of the saving grace at moments, and he's the one who then let them do their thing. Although what they did was reincarnate the Sephiroth mummy, but okay, he was nice enough to uh, let them do what they want. And that's why that's the only character in the movie that I really liked. That's the only character. That and one of the drivers, he was this in a costume, but it didn't have anything under that. It just had a vest, and he was this happy driver. And at the end, he drives through the zombies, and he's saying, "Come, come, 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 come," and eventually a few get rescued, and he drives away because the zombies, I mean the mummies, they're so slow as fuck. I mean a mummy is like this, right? And he gets the hell out of there, rescues a lot of people, and but those are the only two characters that stood out. The rest were just stupid assholes and stupid models. And even the ones you can say, oh yeah, we blow Sephiroth up, but the movie already did the damage for me. Yeah, so it's a 4 point. It gets, I mean, it's a 3.8, but it gets a 4.5 because I like the Italian. Okay, it's not zombies, but mummies, but zombie genre. I like the fact that they attacked at the end the village, and there were a lot of cops, and they couldn't do anything. I like the fact that you've got it here in this catacomb, and there are all these mazes, and it's creepy. Um, I like the cheap practical effects, the Italian typical zombie effects. Like I said, I liked Eric, and then the driver. Yeah, I'm not sure what his name was. One of the drivers that drove one of the white jeeps, drove the models from there to there. So it gets a 4.5 for me. Yeah, yeah. So that's it. More I can't tell you about this movie. It's free on YouTube. Dawn of the Mummy. Go check it out if you want to. Subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.